Hi friends, and welcome back to Lemon Tree Corner. This week in the studio we will be making the Zippy Crossbody from Sallie Tomato. Let's take a look. So this is the Zippy Crossbody. It comes in two different sizes. We've got an 8x8 and a 6x8, and there's tons of zipper pockets. So there's like two zipper pockets in the front, one in the back, and then the whole middle compartment is a zipper compartment as well. I have this listed as an A because it is a wonderful bag to make. We made this, what was that? Sometime last year. It's actually my highest performing video. So I don't know who's been sharing it, but somebody's been sharing it and it's been doing really well. And we are gonna make 3 of these for the show. So let's take a look at our fabrics. First up, we have this beautiful sunny kind of beachy fabric that we're going to be using with this denim. So as usual I have the dilemma with these bags of what do I make the bottom? Do I make this the bottom, or this the bottom, or this the bottom? Because you're not really seeing a lot of those panels, because like here, these 2 panels with the zippers are all you're gonna see of that fabric. So that can either be the denim can be the bottom. We can have our fancy fabric as the bottom, but it's not gonna have as much stability. So not sure which way I'm gonna go there. This does take 4 zippers. We've got our sunshine zippers with the bronze that we're gonna use. This pattern uses such little fabric that I could basically do 3 of these in combination with all of these fabrics. So whatever we do, we'll probably make the opposite as well. Maybe not for this show because I don't have time to make 6 bags this week and I'm still getting over pneumonia. So we're gonna take it easy and see what we get through, but we do have a 3-day weekend coming up. So I'm hoping to crank out some more stuff and catch up during that time. So what we might do is just start with 1 iteration of each of these bags, and then I can set them aside to do the reverse for the next time I make the bag. So the second one that we are making, we are using some cotton and steel fabric. I love their fabrics. So this is going to be the exterior, the interior, and this will probably also be the top panel. So I might do the reverse with this. We might as well do the fun fabric at the bottom and just have this on the top for the panels. And I'm using this beautiful teal zipper with the silver hardware. I believe those are only 1/2 yard pieces, so I'm probably just gonna get 1 bag out of that one. And then last but not least, we have some leftover fabrics from different projects that I'm gonna piece together. And I've got this one. I don't have that much fabric, so what I might do is do this on the bottom, this as the top panels, and then this is the lining. So that's the concept there. And we have our peach zippers with the fun silver hardware. So this is a super fun pattern, and if you want experience with sewing zippers in, this is a perfect project for you. It gives you a lot of reps with that. And it's got a nice long crossbody strap. So it's really just a fun purse if you're gonna be on the town or dancing or whatever, that you can just have that on you without having to worry, without having to carry around a heavy purse all day or something like that. And as always, thank you for coming and watching my videos. It means a lot to me. And if you would like to share it or subscribe or make a comment, any of those things to interact with the channel really helps me out. So I really appreciate it. So if that all sounds fun to you, go ahead and grab yourself a water or a cool beverage, curl up, and let's get these bags made. So welcome back. It's Saturday morning, feeling better. I'm on my last day of antibiotics, so looking forward to feeling much better soon. I did finish the scarf, yay! Scarf, shawl, whatever we're calling it. So here is the finished product with the trefoil border. This all has to be blocked and stretched out and everything. It actually turned out way shorter than I thought it was going to. Once I block it, I'm sure it will turn out nicer. So let's take a better look at this farther away there. So this is what it's looking like. Very cool. And now that I see it on and it's done, I like it. So definitely not ripping this apart. I'm glad I finished the whole thing. And Kelly, you'll be happy to know that I had just enough. I don't think I could have done a whole nother stripe in the purple and had enough to finish the border. So very glad we did not do it that way. And it kind of looks even with this one the way we did it. So very happy with that. Just have to weave in the ends, figure out how to block this sucker, and then we're on to the next project. And I'm gonna be a good girl and go back to the blue scarf. So this is the scarf we were working on. It just looked kind of plain to me, and somehow I jogged up there. That's not even at all. So I bought this alpaca. Is it alpaca? Yeah. I bought this alpaca to mix in. So I'm going to try redoing this, holding two together, and just see if I can give it a little more depth of color. I'm not going to tear this apart until I feel comfortable, but looking at this now, I definitely went down at some point. So it's a good thing we're tearing that apart anyway. Okay, so we have our first two bags cut out. We've got the one bag with the palm trees on the bottom and our strap, and then we've got the other bag with the denim on the bottom. So do that. I'm going to start with these two, and then if we have more time, we'll cut out some more. But I feel like I've just put too much faith in the power of a 3-day weekend. Plus, we're doing a whole separate bag next weekend in addition to that. So I really just have one extra day. So that's not really gonna give us what we need to get everything done. So I'm gonna sew these two together on the ends, that just like we did last week. Oops, see, I always do that wrong. Wrong side to wrong side. So we're just going to sew this together here, and then we're going to do our usual fold sew to make our crossbody strap. I think I will go ahead and put the ends in again. That was just a cleaner look. So we'll do that again, and then yeah, we'll just start putting in all our zippers. I went ahead and cut some of the navy zippers for the other one. So we've got our two sets of zippers, and we're ready to rock and roll. Here's a nice tip for you. Because we're using 12-inch zippers, and if you're using zippers by the yard, you can just keep your zipper pulls totally out of the seam so you don't have to move them around, and then you're just going to remember to move them back in again before you sew the sides down. But this is a pretty good way to make it go faster. So we're going to do the pockets. There's just more pockets. So we're going to sew this down, and then we're going to put the in-between piece on. Just like this, and then we're going to sew this down, and then we're going to put it back there, and then we have another pocket. Okay, so in the height of hubris, I just went forward without even watching the video. There is a full YouTube tutorial by Okla Roots on this project, and I just didn't want to do it the way the instructions had, and instead of refamiliarizing myself with everything, I just went forward. So I have sewn the pockets in wrong. This pocket, see how it's hanging over the bottom panel? That should not be like that. And this one's super small, so these were supposed to be reversed. So I'm gonna tear all this apart. Chances are these front panels, they're so small that they're gonna have so many holes in them because I did all the top stitching already, I did everything. So we might be recutting these front panels, but they're just 2 little pieces, so it's not the end of the world if that happens. It's just, don't be like me. There's a free YouTube video, step-by-step tutorial, where she walks you through how to do it. I'm just spatially challenged, and I knew that going in, so I'm not quite sure why I thought it was a good idea, but we're obviously still not 100%, so c'est la vie. Okay, so now that we've thoroughly unconfused ourselves, we have our front panel. The only problem I find with this is trying to get this even. Like, obviously this shifted over. Hopefully our seam allowance is big enough in the end to kind of incorporate all of that. You can see we have our 2 pockets. The other hard part is just not sewing one of the pockets shut. So you just want to make sure before you've gone any further that your pockets are open and accessible. You want to make sure your zipper tabs are in the middle here, or meaning your zipper pulls. And then we're going to baste this whole thing down. So I'm going to give it another really good press before we do that. And then we're going to baste it down. Oh, and some really bad news. So I came home from work the other day, and my big plecostomus, you know, the bottom feeder in my fish tank, who's so cool and leopard spotted and very cool, is my favorite fish. Apparently, by buying the new fish, I completely overloaded or disrupted the chemistry of the water quality of the tank. So he has been acting weird the last few days, and he was floating up at the top when I came home from work, and then I think I found 3 other guys that didn't make it, so not good. So it's like three of the older fish, not the new fish. The new fish, I think I lost 1 of them out of the 6, but I lost 3 of the older fish, so I'm very upset because if I had known that was going to happen, I never would have bought the new fish. I love the plecostomus, he's my favorite guy. And yeah, so I'm kind of heartbroken. We did a quick water change, trying to get the chemistry of the tank back. I've got 6 fish left, the original blue tetra, plus the 5 of the new platies that I bought. And yeah, 3 of them are kind of moving around now. 3 of them are kind of hanging out at the bottom. They're still breathing. But I don't know who's going to make it and who's not, and yeah, I'm just very upset because if I had known that was going to happen, I would have just kept with the fish that I had. It was just looking so sparse and boring, but yeah, I never thought that the plecostomus wouldn't make it. I thought maybe the new fish might not make it. Ah, wah wah, very sad day. Okay, now that we have our front and back panels ready to go, And our tabs here, I want to decide first if this is thick enough as it is. This top fabric is very flimsy. We do have the pocket down here, which is nice, but it might be nice to cut a little piece of fleece just for this top part. Same thing up here. The pockets are giving us a lot of bulk down here along with the denim, but this little top strip, I would feel more comfortable if I had a little bit of extra padding. So I am going to attach just the teensiest panel of fusible fleece to these before we attach our D-rings. Actually, I have a bunch of scraps of Decoville, so I think we'll do Decoville instead, because I've got all these nice little scraps that we can use. This top one really doesn't need to be big at all. I think that's plenty big enough for that. Yeah, I think the only problem I have is when I'm sewing zippers, for some reason they go all over the place. So this doesn't exactly match up, and that bothers me. But not much I can do about that at this point. So, got another little piece there. A little thicker. Let's take this thicker part. Okay. I'll just add a little oomph to our bag. So as you can tell, it is super bulky. All those pockets just add more bulk to the exterior, which is why I don't feel like I really need to do much interfacing on the exterior except for that top bit there. Oh, this opening is very, very small. It's supposed to be a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, but I gave myself more of a 3/8 inch seam allowance, except for where the zipper is, because I just feel like my edges were not even enough to give me that room. I needed the fudge room there. Just be very gentle. It is called birth for a reason. Okay, man, it's just so thick.
One eternity later.
Yeah, so I feel like I've been pushing myself too hard, and I feel like I need to reevaluate our calendar here before this show, just because I don't think it's realistic for me to get all these bags done, and nor is anybody expecting them. It's all pressure I'm putting on myself. So I think I'm going to reevaluate the calendar. I'm going to put the bags that I want done for the show up top here, and then we will, whatever extra time we have, we can make more bags from there. But I feel like I'm getting in the weeds at this point. Okay, so we are gonna flatten these out, get the pockets nice and flat, and sew up the hole in the lining and defuzz. The denim just attracted all that fuzz there. But that's pretty good. Actually, the top turned out pretty well. And then we're going to put our crossbody strap on. I hate saying those two words together, but there you have it. So we've got the strap, and that's it. Very nice. So that's one bag. I've got the other bag, and then I've got two more if we possibly have time. It's pretty, it's just you don't see that much of the exterior fabric. So that's the only problem I have with this bag, which is usually why I wind up making two of them the opposite. And then I think I'm going to put my tag down here, or maybe on the back. Yeah, maybe I'll put it on the back. There's more room back there. So that's one done. Okay, for this bag, I went ahead and I made the panels a 1/2 inch wider so that when it jogs like this, I can cut that down. So I'm going to move my zippers. The zippers get stuck on that piece. I'm going to move my zippers to the middle, and then I'm going to cut this down to the right size. I'm hoping that's going to work because you'll see this one really jogged over. And I don't know how to do that better than that. Yeah. So I'm hoping that if I can cut this off relative get through all those zippers, that will be at the right length or the right width. Yay! And then I don't have to be so concerned because I'm obviously just doing this every single time. So this way I have just a little bit of waste, but it's all perfectly aligned, which means that I should be able to disregard the extra seam allowance I'm adding in at the end, because I shouldn't need that extra seam allowance now. So I'm hoping that that works, and then I'm just going to base down the sides like we did for the other bags, but it's going to be the correct size. Yay! Don't make things harder on yourself. That's so much easier for me, and then I'm not stressed out about whether it's all even or not. Cool. So I'm gonna sew these down, and then since this is all fabric, I'm probably gonna do the same thing on this one. Actually, the pockets in the front, since there's 2 pockets, I probably just need some Decoville up here. And if any of you have suggestions, the Decoville light is just a little bit too thick for these bags because they're so small. So I don't know if there's something in between SF101 and Decoville light, like a woven fuse or something, that I should be using instead. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to have a piece of Decoville light up here at the top because this pocket's given me plenty. Yay, I'm so glad that worked out better. That's been bugging me. Hey friends, so that's it for this week. Let's take a look at our bags. We got a lot accomplished. So our first 2 bags are the reverse. So we have the denim one with the palm trees on the top. And then we have the palm trees on the bottom with the yellow on top. And then the other 2 that we have are the cotton and steel one with the darker fabric on top and that really pretty fabric on the bottom. And then another cotton and steel one with the orange on top. So very pretty. Very excited to have all of those done. And we're going to be doing a bigger bag next week. So next week we're going to be working on the Finch Hobo bag. I've got 2 of those, but we're just going to start with 1 and see how far we get because through this whole week and having pneumonia and everything, I've realized that you know, this is a made-up timeline I have of getting all these bags done for this show in November, and whatever gets done, gets done. I'm kind of tired of putting my life on hold and saying no to some fun things in order to get all these bags done, and it's just all in my head. So I'm gonna take it a little easier. I've reworked the schedule, and I'm gonna make the bags I really want at the show within the next few weeks. And then if we have to do a catch-up week or skip a bag, then that's just what we're gonna have to do. So I'm just gonna take it a little easier on myself, cut myself some slack, and go from there. So thank you for joining me this week. Your time and attention is the greatest gift you can give me, so thank you for coming and spending time with me this week. And I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Love you, friends. Bye. Bye.